Good morning, RCA students. Mr. Smith here. Just wanted to touch base with y'all this morning and do a little 3D modeling with Google SketchUp for Schools. We had learned basic shapes last week, so now we are going to move into actually creating our first thing, which is my favorite. I always like to do a Lego block. So we are going to model with accuracy and precision, so I will give y'all dimensions. And I'll walk you through step by step exactly how to do it. So please utilize this video for enrichment or remediation if you miss class or don't understand something from class. All right, well, let's get started. All right, so the first thing I want to talk about is we do have our lesson plan for this week, so November 30th through December 4th. This week we are going to be focused on going through the steps of 3D modeling a 4x2 Lego block, and then as long as everything goes according to plan, on Thursday we should be, or on Wednesday or Thursday, we should be looking at interesting shapes, which is the follow me tool. All right, so what I want to do today though is we're going to walk through how to do a 4x2 Lego block. So on the It's Learning lesson plan, under the demo/work section, because I'm going to be demoing this in class. However, if you want to refer to this video, you can work on your own. All right, so you don't have to wait for me, but probably most of y'all will. First thing I would do is I would right click on the image with all our dimensions and save the image. I'm just going to save mine to downloads for now. Just call it Lego block dimension. And that way, I just want to open this up. Oh, I don't want to print it. I want to open it up so that way I can zoom in and look at all the dimensions, and I don't have to be on It's Learning the whole time. All right, so I find that, downloading an image makes it a little easier to work with. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. I already have my Google SketchUp for Schools open. If you don't, you'll need to open yours. All right, just like normal, we're going to go to Create New, except the important part is we're going to use millimeters. All right, if you look at our image here, everything is actually in millimeters. All right, so in the past we have used feet and inches. Today we're going to use millimeters. All right, and I'll point that out during class. So simple template, millimeters, I click that, and I'm going to give it time to load. All right, hold on, I just need to turn the brightness down on my camera a little bit. All right, so while that's loading, okay, so now that it's loaded, I'm going to go ahead and click and delete on Temple Grandin. So again, a quick review. Red axis here is the x-axis, green axis is y, z is blue. So when we draw this Lego, the first thing we need to do is we need to get this rectangular prism. So I need to look for the dimensions for that. And I can see that the width is 15.8, and it looks like the length is 31.8. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my rectangle tool. I'm going to click the origin and I'm going to just pull out, but don't click again. All right. As long as you don't click the second time, you can actually type in the dimensions. So I'm going to type in 31.8. All right. Hold on. Let me actually, let me show y'all. I got to move something real quick. I'm going to move my camera up to the top. All right. So what I'm looking at is down here on the bottom right, it says dimensions. So when I go to draw this rectangle, if I click on the origin and I drag out but I don't click a second time, I can type 31.8 comma and the other one was 15.8. Then if I click enter, it actually, remember these are not very big, this is a little Lego block, it actually made this here. It made 31.8 by 15.8. So I can go over here and I can grab my tape measure tool and I can click from here to here, and then down here on the bottom left, or you can even see it on the bottom right, or on my screen you can say it says 31.8. I can click here to here, and that's 15.8. All right, so we're going to be using the tape measure tool a lot today because that's what we're going to use to draw our grid lines. All right, so now that I have this, I need to go back to my specifications here, and I see that it's 9.6 high. So let me just grab my push-pull tool. So remember from the basic shapes tutorial and class period, the push-pull tool is what we use to make it 3D. Alright, so I need to pull this up and go to 9.6. Alright, so on the bottom right I can see, alright, so right there I'm at 9.6. So let me show you kind of how I do it, just to get precise. So before I ever push pull, I'm going to grab my tape measure, I'm going to click on this corner, and I'm going to draw a vertical line that is 9.6. Alright, oh, I actually drew it in the X. Alright, so I'm going to click that. You want to make sure it's blue. That's if it's blue, you know you're going in the X direction. Alright, so I took my tape measure, and all I did was I drew it, and then on my numpad I typed 9.6 enter. Alright, so now I know that's how high I need to go. So if I grab the push pull now, I can even say to the guide point. So I now know that that is 9.6. Again, I can check it by grabbing my tape measure again, and I'm at 9.6. Alright, so you're going to use this tape measure tool a lot just to make sure you get everything exact. Okay, so now that I have extruded up and I have the basic rectangular prism, I want to go ahead and put my 8 circles on the top. So I'm looking for the dimensions for that, which they can all be found on this drawing here. So it looks like there's 8 millimeters in between them, but the ones on the edge, they are 3.9 away from the edge. So the first one is 3.9 to the center, and then all the middle ones are 8 in distance. So that means I need to go on here with my tape measure, and I'm going to measure out 3.9 over. So I'm going to click the corner, 3.9, and then I'm going to draw a straight line across. From this edge, measure 3.9 over, then I'm going to draw a line across. From this corner, 3.9, draw the line across. This corner, I need 3.9 this way, draw the line across. And then if y'all remember, I said that they were 8 separated by 8 millimeters going this way. Alright, so basically you're just going to use your tape measure to, I guess, center all the circles. And we're going to do this every time. Like we're going to use the tape measure to put our dimensions on here so it's a lot easier. So once I have this all laid out, I can just go and take my circle tool. Well, let's take a look at our dimensionings first. But here we see that the diameter is 4.8. The circle tool in SketchUp, it actually uses radius. So we're going to type in 2.4 to get the circle. All right. So I'm going to give you all a second, make sure you're caught up. So go ahead and make sure you've got that. All right, so I'm back. So what we need to do now is we need to take our circle tool, and like I said, in SketchUp, when we go to draw our circle, it does the radius. See how the blue line is only half of the circle? If it was the whole circle, we'd need diameter. So from our dimensions, we saw that it was 4.8, so I'm going to type in 2.4. So if you look at the bottom right there, I've already typed in 2.4. I'm going to click enter. And there's my 2.4 circle. I'm going to just do it over and over again. So I'm going to draw a circle, 2.4, draw a circle, 2.4, draw the circle, 2.4, draw the circle, 2.4, draw the circle, 2.4. Guess what? Draw the circle, 2.4. Alright, so we have the top pieces. They're all dimensioned perfectly. Again, I can check here. Okay, yep, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Everything's looking good. So again, I'm going to need to take my push-pull tool and just pull it up. But how far do we pull it up is the question. So if we look at our drawing here, if you look at the top right view, you can see that those are 1.8 high. So again, I'm going to come back to this tape measure. I'm just going to click this, make sure it's well, I didn't get a blue line, so I know I didn't click correctly. Alright, so I want to make sure I get a blue line. Oh, there, see it's blue, 1.8. Alright, so I'm going to raise them to this height. Just to be kind of accurate, I could go put it on all four corners. Just to give me a frame of reference everywhere. But we're actually going to be able to just push pull. Alright, so I can push pull, and if I drag over and touch that guide point, it'll stop it at that height. But now I can do it to the edge of each other. So I can just pull them up, draw a line over to the end point of the one next to it, and just match the heights to all of them. Alright, so just make sure you go to where it says endpoint, just like so. Alright, and now we have finished the top of our Lego block. If you want, you can actually go in here, and while we're here, under the circle and rectangle tool, we could grab the text, and we could type Lego. Maybe we want it 1 milli. Well, let's see. Maybe we want it maybe 2 millimeters tall, 1 millimeter up. That's too big, huh? So I'm gonna click it again. Let's see what 0.5 high looks like. That might be too small, maybe. Huh. Oh, it's because I don't have anything in there. So I'm gonna go ahead, and if I wanted, I could go in here and place that in the center. Might need to move it a little bit. Really, I'd need to probably take my tape measure tool and actually like draw the center lines. Ooh, not good. Alright, but I just wanted to show you one example of that so you can go ahead and add some text if you want. So I'm going to leave 1 on there. Honestly, the Lego is a little big. Entity info. Oh no, that's not what I want. I want to edit component. I'm going to get back into that menu. Well, that's not the focus, but I did want to show y'all that you could add text onto the Lego. I'm going to take it off for now. I might add it back at the end. So what we need to do, excuse me guys, is now we need to work on the bottom of the Lego. So to work on the bottom of the Lego, we're going to need to grab our offset tool. Alright, so offset is this one here inside of push pull. What it allows us to do is to click on any shape, and then it will do an offset of that shape to a certain dimension. All right, so if we look at our drawing here, we can actually see up here that the thickness of the shell is 1 millimeter. Thickness of the shell is 1 millimeter all the way around. So that means that I need to do an offset of this and type in 1.00. Hold on. Let me grab it again. Offset tool, click it. 1.0. Oh, excuse me. You'll have to be careful with Google SketchUp for schools. So I'm just looking at the bottom right now, just making sure that I got it to be 1.00. Again, probably the better way to do this, tape measure tool, 1.00. Now when I grab my offset tool, grab my offset tool, I don't know why it's releasing, there we go. I can do it like that. Alright, so same thing. Now I need to actually push it instead of pull it, so that we're going to subtract surface area. So I need to take my tape measure and I need to measure 1 inch down, or 1 millimeter down. All right, so this is 1 millimeter down. So now I'm going to take the push pull tool and I'm going to push pull it to that 1 millimeter mark. So that way I can get a nice shell. All right. So at this point, there's a lot of different ways we could go, but basically we need to fill in the bottom. So we've got the 3 big circles, then there's these smaller circles here, and then there's actually this little like thingy. I guess it's like a support. Helps them snap in together. So we need to find the dimensions for these guys. So they're actually 3.9 in, which is what our other circles were. 3.9 in. It's going to be difficult to use our top guidelines, so I think we're going to need to actually draw some new guidelines on the bottom here. Alright, so I'm just going to draw them from here to here, 3.9. Here. Okay, I can see it kind of right there to right there. Then from here to, that was 8. Oh, but see guys, the thing is, I just drew it from, yeah, it's from the outer edge. So I wonder if I could just do this. So I'm going to use these lines, but you just got to make sure they're perfectly blue. Alright. So I'm using these lines. Make sure they're perfectly green in this direction. Intersection again. Perfectly green. Oh, no. There we go, perfectly blue. I need you blue. There it is. Blue. And blue. Alright. So I know that's a lot of grid lines, but basically what I've done is I've traced from the top. So what that's going to allow me to do is I can actually trace them to the side. Alright, so grab this. As long as this is green, alright, then I know I'm straight. Green. Green. And green. Alright, so now we have those spaced out correctly. But from the edge here, we need 3.9. And we gotta come all the way across to that. So over here also, you do have views, so you can look at the bottom of the house. Wait, let me find the bottom. There's a way to look at the bottom. Oh, I thought there was. Huh. But you can look at all the other ways. I don't know why there's not a bottom one. You're just gonna have to kind of grab this. I have to grab the hand tool. And then rotate, hand, and rotate. Okay. Zoom out a little bit, hand, and rotate. Okay. Okay, so at this point, we gotta go find the size of those little circles. So those little circles are 2.6, that's 1.3 radius. So 1.3, hold on, let me, no, I don't want it online, I need it on face. I actually think this line right here is messing me up. I think I'm gonna have to do the same thing. So tape measure tool, straight down, here, to there, from there, to there, from there, to there. Okay. Then I can delete that line, that line, not that line. Just gotta be very careful as you're deleting all your grid lines here. Alright. Probably delete these. Alright, there we go. So that way I just have those on the bottom. I'm actually gonna delete as many of these as I can, just to kind of clear up the drawing. Grid lines are great, but kind of gets a little actually didn't mean to delete a couple of those. Okay. Alright, so now we just need to draw from here to here, here, to here, here, to there, there, to there. Alright, and I can go back now and delete the ones I don't need. So I don't need that one. I don't need, I don't need this one. That one. Okay. So now we are finally set up. I had told y'all that these need to be 1.3. Alright, and these are going to add just the these are going to add kind of the bottom piece to these. I know my video is getting a little long here. Okay, so now I just need to push pull these up into there. If we go look at our drawing, you can see up here in the top left, they go up 1.7, but this is where we are, so we really just have to go up. Well, we got to go up 1.7. All right, so that means that up here, I need to draw some lines. All right, so we had this line earlier. So I'm going to remove these, that way we just don't get confused. Okay. There we go, got them. All right. So I'm going to take my tape measure tool, 1.7. All right, 1.7. And this should hollow these out. All right, so I'm going to take push pull now, and I'm going to grab it, and there we go. All right, so now I've cut it up to 1.7. So I need to grab this one, rotate it, put it there. All right, same thing. Grab this one, rotate it to there. Oh, just gotta be careful what you're clicking. There to there. All right. Oh, that was not right. All right, let me zoom out. Click from there to there. Click from there. Guys, and I'm able to rotate pretty easily because I'm using a mouse. If you're not using a mouse, this is going to be a little bit harder. So I do recommend trying to get a mouse if you don't have one. But just do your best. I know we're in a virtual setting and things are a little bit harder. Okay, so we got all those notched out. So now we just need the big circles, and then I'm going to call it after that. All right, so to get the big circles, again, we just need to center them and then figure out how far they are away from the edge. So these are actually 7.9 away from the edge, and then 8 in between going after that. All right, so let's just go ahead and mark that first. So a 7.9 away from the edge. I'm going to go ahead and delete all these guidelines on the bottom. Oh, just be careful when you're doing that. You do not want to accidentally delete something you wanted to keep. I'm going to start deleting some of these extra ones that I probably will not need, like these. Alright. So now I need to use my tape measure tool. So from the edge, I need to be 7.9, but our thing is 1.0 thick. So if I just go 6.9, right, it's going to draw me a line across. And then I'm going to draw one like this. Oh. Is it drawing it on the top? What is going on there? From there. Huh. All right. So then from here to here, we need 8. So I can draw a line across at 8. Something's going on with our tool here. Let me switch. It worked correctly there for a second. All right, let's try it now. Okay, there we go. You know what I think it is? I think it's because we're right on that axis. Let me just come in from this side, 8.0. Oh no, I gotta come in 6.9. Cool. Alright, so that's where we're gonna have to draw our circles. Alright, and how big are these circles? The outer circle is 6.51. Circle tool. So half of that would be so sometimes you gotta get your calculator out. 6.51 divided by 2. 3.255. 3.255. 3.255. 3.255. Just like that. Our inner one is 4.8, so that'll be 2.4. 2.4. 2.4. 2.4. Alright, so at this point, we have our 3 circles. So we're going